So earlier in the background portion of this lesson, we did an exercise that was designed to help you discover what your current mindset was towards your career transition journey, how you were feeling before you started your career search and started this online program. And then now that you're a couple lessons into it, how are you feeling now? Well, I want to continue on with this exploration of what your mindset is and where we want it to be by having you complete a visualization exercise. So I'm going to get a little hooey gooey on you, and I'm going to ask you to really get into your meditation frame of mind, whatever that takes for you to be able to do that. I'm going to ask you to maybe turn the lights off, get somewhere quiet. If you're down with lighting a candle, and getting your essential oils, whatever it is, whatever it's going to take for you to be able to really fully participate in this visualization exercise with me. So, what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to first start by making sure your eyes are closed and that you're really present. Push all the other thoughts aside, push everything else out that's competing for your attention, and just focus on the exercise and the words that I'm saying and what I'm asking you to ponder on. So, what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to think about a time when you were facing what seemed to be an insurmountable task, or you had a huge challenge that you had no idea how you were going to complete it successfully. Think about that time and how you felt. Maybe you were feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you were a little bit scared. Maybe you were wondering, how am I going to get this done? It's just so daunting and so insurmountable and so crazy hard. How am I going to get this thing done? Maybe for some of you as military spouse, maybe it was you had to do a move all by yourself. Maybe you had to move your family and all your household goods from one place in the United States to overseas. Or maybe it was even just the next town over. But either way, it seemed like it was hard. Maybe you, for you military folks, maybe you were facing a huge inspection that your success and your reputation really depended on. So, whatever your situation was, I want you to think back to that time and think about how you felt. I want you to really put yourself in that movie. Think about how you felt, what was going on, who the players were, what were you saying, what were you doing, what was happening to you, what were the surroundings. Create this whole picture for yourself and really conjure up those feelings that you were feeling as you faced this daunting task. So I'm giving you a minute to really soak that in and to remember how that felt and conjure up all those feelings. And now I want you to think about the other side, where you came out on the other side of that. Whether you were hugely successful and you killed it and you got 100% on your inspection, or you did that move, or whatever your success was. Or maybe it still was a failure, but you survived it. And that in itself was considered a success. You got through it, you survived it, you made it happen. So, whatever your example was for yourself, whether you were just barely surviving and you made it through, or whether you just killed it and you were hugely successful, I want you to think about how it felt when you were on the other side of that daunting, insurmountable, crazy hard challenge and you made it through. Think about how great you felt. Think about maybe you were proud, maybe you were joyful, maybe you were super relieved, maybe you were just so excited that you got through it, that you were successful. I want you to think about all of those feelings, all of those emotions from back when you were scared and freaking out and wondering how you were ever going to do it, to now on the end side, you've gotten through it and now you've been successful. Think about how great that felt. Think about how powerful you felt, how confident you felt about yourself. Can you think about a time, a situation that at first seemed very daunting or very, it was hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel? You didn't know how you were going to do it. And then you remember how great it felt once you made it to the other side. I want you to translate that same type of feeling to your career search or to building your new business. I want you to go ahead and be okay with the fact that right now you might feel a little apprehensive or nervous or scared, frustrated, or maybe even angry. I don't know. But I want you to know, and I want you to visualize, start visualizing the end right now, that when you land that successful career, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's with a specific company or at a certain pay range or whatever it is that defines success for you, I want you to think about right now and visualize you've done it. You've built your business. If you're an entrepreneur, you've built your business to where you wanted it to always be. And I want you to revel in that success, and I want you to visualize that success, and I want you to know that it's coming. Our brains are wired so that what we dwell on, what we think about, what we visualize, our brains don't know any better. They just make it happen. And that's why mindset is so important, and why we're spending our first few and several lessons on your mindset, on your attitude. All the technique in the world and all the behaviors that you would do to build a business or to land your career aren't going to make a hill of beans if we don't start with the proper mindset, the proper attitude. That's where it all starts. So just think and revel in that success and know that it's here already before you've even begun.